Hello, everybody, and happy new moon. Just off the tail of the dragon of a very intense Mercury retrograde. Wow. And I say tail of the dragon because, Mercury is definitely direct, has been for about a week, and we've got that shadow period, as most people know. And I look at it as, getting through Mercury retrograde is like, slaying the dragon, but then the dragon tail comes and hits you on the side of the head. And that happened to me yesterday, a very interesting way, or not yesterday, the day before. And now I feel that it's completely over. Mercury retrogrades are beautiful times to really revisit things. And so I took those weeks to go be in the mountains, here in Southern California. The last few weeks have been very overcast and cool. Now we're getting into like the 80s and soon the 90s and hundreds. But during Mercury retrograde, it was very much like mountain hiking weather. And those mountains taught me a lot about who I am and the strength of my body and what my body can do. That was more than what I thought I could do, right? The habit of like, oh, I need to stop at a certain point, or I can only do this many miles. I broke through so many limits. And what's interesting, what I learned on one of the longest hikes I did, which was straight up and down a mountain for 10 miles, was when I started the hike, I saw the peak of where I wanted to see, like, oh, what is that? I wonder what that is. Looks like there's a bunch of trees. And I just kept going and kept going and kept going, and just really being in the moment of celebrating my body each step, instead of like, oh, this is hard and I don't think I can do it. Like celebrating like what I'm seeing at the turn of each switchback and what I'm feeling as my body is getting stronger and stronger with each step I take. And before I knew it, I was in those trees that I saw like way, way up the mountain. And then I saw that there was a crossroads, which people who know Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads, know that I am very much, she's one of my main goddesses that I work with. And so I saw her. I was like, okay, Hecate, I see you. What I thought was the end of the destination, like once I get into those trees, I know I've made it. And then at the trees, huge crossroads. And I chose one. I chose one to go even further than I thought I could previously, and went another 2 or 3 miles after that. And as I was coming back down my descent back through the crossroads, through the first hike and back to my car, I just kept looking back at that first point of where I thought I was going to go. And just really loving on my body, like, thank you for taking me further than I even imagined I ever could. So that's the energy I'm going with for this Mercury retrograde, and looking back at it as, yes, some weird things happened, some technological things went on, and that's fine. But I really revisited these old places of where I thought I needed to stop, or how far I even thought the path went, and then seeing that there's so much more to do. So I am sending that blessing to you guys for the new moon. Like, how far can this path go? How beautiful can it be? How strong can you feel during it? So I am going to pull a card for us. And this is for this beautiful new moon energy, post-Mercury retrograde. It's time to move forward. What are we moving forward into? We got the Empress. And so the Empress is 100% stepping into that power. Stepping into healing, stepping into fierceness, feminine fierceness. It took a lot for me to, even think that I could go past, this huge thing that was like miles and miles away. It took a lot for the old part of me, right? That old part of me that knew that her body can only do a certain amount, or maybe it got a little bit rocky and I'm on the side of a cliff, like it's scary. You know, there was, it's the hero's journey sometimes to go all the way up and down a mountain. And with this Empress energy, like we know that we can handle it. We know that it's of the earth. It's the earth mama, right? Like our bodies are earth, right? Like that earth element. So doing something good for our bodies on this new moon, really connecting to that feminine like power within all of us, every single one of us. So I love that we got this feminine empowerment card. So whatever you can do to bring in that empowerment of the feminine within you, whether you be male, whether you be female, whether you be all, both, none, this is the time to really step into that receiving and creating that magic within your body, and feeling it first within your body, seeing it within your mind before it's going to happen around you. That's what I did within my hypnosis, my self-hypnosis with myself is, you know, when I was 400 pounds and could barely walk around the block, I was visualizing myself at the top of Echo Mountain and like feeling that sun on my skin and breathing in that beautiful mountain air. And, you know, a year later, after being able to release 160 pounds, I'm able to actually be out there. But it took changing it within, changing, you know, the self-limiting beliefs around what my body can do and what I can do, you know, to bring my body into a space that can actually do that thing. So anyway, I'm sending you guys love. Each and every one of you have that Empress within you. So let's call in that amazing energy for this new moon. All right, bye guys.